Here we go. Hello, everybody. My name is Anthony Badaloo, and I'm known for the campaign against court order scam on scambuster.tv. I'm here with Marva Tucker, and we're looking at the COVID-19 vaccine consultation by the government, which we have a very short window of time to report back to the government what they want. I think it's by the 18th. The 18th, yeah.
September.
So we'll be looking in the context of the law and legality, and what we're happy with the government doing and not doing, and also what powers the government actually have, and what redress of grievances the public has, and how we can best proceed with dealing with this pandemic in the best possible way without destroying ourselves. So I'm going to jump right into the document. It's 13 pages, and we'll go through quickly and briefly as we can and point out some of the issues that what we believe is our feedback and what we believe is critical importance. So here we go. Consultation document changes the human medicine regulation to support the rollout of COVID-19 vaccine. So it's a change to the regulations to support the rollout of vaccines. So that's what it is, the rollout of vaccine. So the change to the regulation. So apparently the regulation is not good enough at the moment to roll out the vaccine or the type of vaccine that the government and whoever else is involved want to roll out. So this was published 28th of August, and we have until, I believe, the 18th of September to give our feedback.
Yeah.
So it's a temporary authorization for the supply of unlicensed products. They deal with the liability, who bears the liability if something goes wrong, which it, I don't know. What do you think, Marva?
Something definitely is going to go wrong.
No. Proposed expansion of the workforce eligible to administer vaccinations.
Wow.
So they're going to train people up to administer the vaccine. And as I understand it, there's some automatic needles around that when they put it in, it's automated.
Yeah.
And vaccine promotion. So it's going to be promoted apparently. And wholesale dealing. There'll be wholesale dealing. So it'll be bought and sold and traded. And the response. So this is what it is. This is my response, and
our response.
We're hoping to educate a few people. So anything to do with your rights or your obligations and government, whatever, is to do with the law and legality and law. And most people are not taught in schools. Even barristers I've met and lawyers don't know the difference between legal and law. It's two completely different things. So here we go. I've highlighted it. I'll put a link to the document in the notes below. So you like, share, subscribe, and what's the other one? Donate or something.
Donate. Share.
So here we go. The publication is under Open Government License. License. I don't know what that means, to be honest. License. I believe a license is giving you permission to do something that is normally illegal. So that's a license, like license to do marijuana or CBD. It's illegal, but you get a license to do it. So then it's
having
okay.
A drink.
Having a drink, alcohol.
Yeah.
So they're talking about where we've identified third-party copyright information. So this is supposed to be a government document, which is a public document. So why would it have copyright information? Does that mean it was drafted by somebody? I don't know.
Well, third party does mean that somebody else is involved.
Somebody is involved, but
Yeah.
we're not sure who. But they're even saying they have copyright or potential copyright. So here we go. Number one, copyright infringement, because I don't know, but we'll see. Introduction. So they go here, COVID-19 is the biggest threat in peacetime history, which is why they're doing a scientifically led step-by-step action plan. Effective COVID-19 vaccines will be the best way to deal with the pandemic, the best. So there, presumably there's some other ways.
There's some other ways, but
whoever wrote this copyright material decided this is the best way out of the vitamin D, sunshine, fresh air, herd immunity,
yeah.
what's the hydroxy? Anyway, Donald Trump's one. So this is the best one. So apparently, any vaccine must first go through usual rigorous testing and development process.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. The Independent Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunization will advise the UK government on which COVID-19 vaccine they should use. So apparently there's a few, because they're going to pick one.
Yeah.
The Independent Joint Committee. Now, you know, we're going to talk about this a few times, but a committee can't do nothing. It's got to be somebody, a man or woman. So that's the difference between law and legal.
Yeah.
Legal is dealing in dead entities and corporations. Law deals with men and women. So what we'll find is
there's a lot of wordplay. What is independent? What does that mean?
Well, this is the thing, independent committee, because we found the independent fact checkers on Facebook who've been telling me stuff, is been funded by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So we have to, we have to question things, because the government is run by the public and work for the public, and it's the public who has to hold them to account. Otherwise, there will be a tendency for them to push their powers further and further to the direction of those who are controlling them in some way. The dark state. Is that the deep state or the dark?
State?
The deep state. Priority groups. I don't know what that is. The old people, the black people,
the
ethnic people, the people who eat fish and chips and drink beer. I don't know, but
BAME people.
And those most at need, including healthcare workers, the nurses and doctors, in the front of the queue apparently, and particular medical circumstances of individuals, which could potentially mean anything, but particular medical circumstances. The preferred route to enable deployment is through the usual marketing authorization process, product licensing. We will seek to license that vaccine through the usual route. Which vaccine?
And the word "that," what does that mean?
Yeah, so there is one, apparently. So the UK's licensing authority will have new powers to license all medicines, including vaccines.
Wow. So change from that to including.
Okay, the license, all medicines. So maybe vaccine is one thing, and there are some other things coming. Microchip, I don't know. That's not a medicine as far as I know, but they could find a role for it somewhere. However, if there's a compelling case on public health grounds for using the vaccine before it's given a license, given the nature of the threat we face, the JCVI may take a very useful step of advising the government to use a tested, unlicensed vaccine against COVID-19. So we still don't know what COVID-19 is. Is it a virus? I've been looking for a photograph of it since the lockdown, and I still haven't found it. But if anyone find it, please put it in the comments.
You think they should have a tray and show it running around in a tray or something, isn't it?
Apparently, it can't jump very high because, when you're going to these places, it's got a glass barrier.
Yeah.
So it can jump about 3 feet, and it can't go under the holes that they So it's got certain characteristics, but we haven't seen it yet. Okay. A temporary authorization of the supply of an unlicensed vaccine could be given by the UK's blah, 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 blah. In this way, the UK's licensing authority was satisfied. It was satisfied. That means they were already satisfied with the vaccine, yeah? Because it was satisfied. So that's a done deal. I don't know if it was last month, this month, last year. There is something that a lot of the what's these things called? The testing kits were manufactured in 2018. Okay. I think a bombshell came out yesterday. So is it a pandemic? I don't know. I'm not saying. I'm just looking at facts. Yeah. Unlicensed does not mean untested. Wow. This temporary authorization process exists to address the possibility that in certain situations of public health need, the licensing authority may consider that the balance of risk and benefit to patient justifies it, the balance of risk. So we all know the civil code, they talk about the balance of probabilities. And both of us have been on the wrong side of the civil courts using balance of probabilities. Even in the face of clear evidence, counterfeit documents and processes. Yes. The balance of probabilities hasn't fallen in our favor yet. How many instances of yours?
About 20.
About 20, and in my case, a couple hundred at least. So it's not an exaggeration. So the balance of risk, I don't know. Very careful. Regulation 345 of the Human Medicine Regulation transposes into UK law a requirement, blah, 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 that medicine supply chain cannot be sued in the civil courts for consequences resulting from the use of an unlicensed product. Wow. Or a new use of a licensed product that a national licensing authority is recommending in order to deal with certain specific health threats. So cannot be generally sued. No, we got to use the word generally there. What does that mean? Cannot be generally sued in a civil courts. Now, these civil courts that we have are not proper courts. They're not a court of record that they're supposed to be. What about the criminal court? There's no mention in this document of the criminal court that if someone acted criminally against the public or against individuals, they could be sued. That they will be judged by a jury of their peers. That's a proper court. The government is seeking views on proposal to make changes. So they're seeking views. So we're offering views, yeah?
So that means us. We can.
Yeah. From us, the public, you, and you, all of you, yeah? Don't just sit there. Don't just think. Don't just talk. Act. You sign this petition, it will go to all the big guys, the Prime Minister and all the other smaller ones. And
you don't have to write a letter, just sign the petition and we'll do all the work.
It's all done. Here we go. The government is seeking views in conjunction with the Minister of Health, Northern Ireland. These changes will support the effective rollout of a COVID-19 vaccine. So they will support the effective rollout. So that's a done decision. There is going to be a rollout. So this is to support that rollout. So flu vaccines will facilitate mass distribution of treatments for COVID-19, mass distribution of treatment. So what else could that treatment be? So vaccine is one. Vaccine. Any ideas?
Microchip.
I thought they were going to give out vitamin D and vitamin, come on. Anyway, for any other disease, so there could be some other disease coming up. Some people think the COVID-19 is just flu or pneumonia, so any disease basically could be triggering some kind of mass medication. So here we go. the manufacture, distribution, import from where? They're not saying where, but import, could it be from Wuhan? I don't know. The sale and supply of those products. Why are we selling the products? In a national pandemic, we have a free health service. Why are we selling vaccine and creating a market? And who is making the profit? This is an interesting one.
Yeah.
They also provide enforcement powers.
Wow.
Enforcement powers is like, wow, you know, you need a court order for an enforcement power.
Yeah, which we know they do scam court orders.
Authorization and supervision of medicinal products. So they will have power to administer medical products. I mean, are we going to get, I don't know who these, anyway. Medicines regulation devolved in relation to Northern Ireland, so let's just go down. Policy objectives. In the interest of the patient. Well, you voted for them, so they're looking after your interest, yeah? And providing clarity to the supply chain. So this is the people buying and selling this stuff, the supply chain. Profit motive?
Very much so.
I can't believe we have a pandemic and people are selling masks, selling vaccines. Come on, the NHS is free, you know. So we want to know every man and woman making a profit from these activities. That's what we want. We want to see the faces and the names.
We want accountability.
Yeah? Okay. Unlicensed medicine, temporarily authorize the supply of an unlicensed medicinal product for use in the response to certain specific type of health threat. So to a threat, a threat, not to the actual thing, but a threat of the thing.
Threat.
Especially if the numbers say there's a threat. And I hope everybody's checking how these numbers come about.
And the numbers are made up and fixed and put together. And...
Okay, to authorize the supply an unlicensed medical product in response to including suspected spread of pathogen.
Wow. What's pathogen?
So a threat of a suspected pathogen. A threat of a suspect. So wow, how strong is that, you know, evidence?
What's pathogen though?
I think they mean bugs, basically.
Bugs, okay.
You could call anything a pathogen. I think the spores from a mushroom. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. To clarify the they keep saying temporary. Now, remember the terrorism acts that they bring in. Acts are not laws, yeah? They're statutes. And laws are different. Law is a law. Acts are
something else.
So they've brought in a lot of powers under the terrorism law, but they've never, it's not temporary. It hasn't gone back. Every time we lose a bit of freedom, we seem to lose it permanently. It doesn't go back, even though it came in as temporary. So that we must be aware of. This will allow, for example, the licensing authority to attach conditions to ensure product safety, quality, and efficiency. So if you write some terms and conditions in the thing, it's going to make everybody good and safe. Like how when you buy a packet of masks and it says on there, this mask does not help with COVID and nothing. So those conditions where people are still bullied, and I've even seen on the internet arrests being made for not wearing the mask that clearly says it doesn't help. So I don't know. Clarify the scope of immunity from civil liability. So they keep talking about civil liability again. Now it is about if there is a criminal liability. Yeah, this is what it's all about. But the word criminal, I repeat, is not mentioned in this document.
Because it says civil. Not criminal.
So the manufacturers, company placing an unlicensed medicine such as a vaccine on the market with the approval of the licensing. So the licensing authority is approving an unlicensed item, vaccine.
Wow.
This is what is
Play on words.
being proposed. Get your skates on, people. The ensure the UK has available workforce to administer the COVID-19 vaccine and influenza. So here we have a creeping influenza vaccine alongside the COVID vaccine. Whoa.
So the flu vaccine is with the...
So you could get double, triple, what do they call that vaccine? The MMR, where they give you 3 in 1. And a lot of people say it's giving their kids autism and all the different sorts of things. You bunch them all together. I don't know. I don't believe if you put 3 vaccines into a test tube, put it in the lab and whiz it around on that machine and offered me to drink it.
You're not going to.
I don't know. I probably would want to
not do it.
Leave it there for 40 days and see what happens.
Comes up,
smoke might come out. I don't know. So they're going to available workforce. They're not going to be short of workforce because all the business have been bankrupted and the workforce being furloughed and off work. So they have a big workforce. All you have to do is becoming an enemy of your neighbor, become a spy. And you'll be fine. You get an ID.
I'm the spy.
It can be promoted as part of a national vaccination or treatment campaign. National vaccination or treatment campaign.
Campaign, you know.
So you're going to be treated, you know. So basically, it's advertising at your expense. You'll be paying for this advertising because it's a national thing. For the private, unnamed company individuals who are making a killing on a pandemic who it doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. You know, if you're going to advertise it nationally, it must be a public thing. Not private.
Not private.
Make short-term provision for wholesale dealing of COVID-19 and flu vaccines. So there's going to be a market there, trading.
Big market. Yeah. Wholesale is a lot of stuff.
Buy, sell, and it needs to be moved under NHS or armed services. So this is going to be protected by machine guns.
It's valuable, you know. Like gold.
This is scary.
Very scary.
Authorized arrangement between premises, the supply chain, armed services provide the care that do not hold wholesalers, dealers licenses.
Wow.
So if you don't have a license to deal, then you get the army. It's almost going to benefit you if you don't have a license because you get the public army to protect your private goods. Nature of the consultation. They're going to tell us what the nature of the consultation is, but I think we're trying to make up our own minds.
What the nature will be.
Timing. As quickly as possible. That's the timing. Of course, the equipment was made in 2018, so they've had a lot of time.
They've had a lot of time, so they knew this was coming. Basically, 2018 is not February or January 2020.
A package of legislative measures. So they make up the law, I'm getting caught in my own trap here. They make up the legislation, which is not law, as they go along. I've seen them arresting people for breaching guidelines, which is impossible. That's why there was an article in the papers, all the fines were all cancelled because you can't prosecute someone on a law that is not a law. So all these fines are null and void. And to be honest, the people who've been fined and given fake court papers should be compensated. That's what we're campaigning for on scambuster.tv.
Exactly.
For compensation where you can prove that the court proceedings used against you, like me, I was sent to jail on a court proceeding, that you must be compensated. I found out that there are millions and millions and millions of people
in the same position.
And we're getting messages from all over the globe that this is happening in their country, South Africa, all over the place. So the court is playing a critical role all the time. So this is what we're looking at here. Legislative measures delivery of a safe and effective vaccine. So they already said the vaccine is not really been tested, and now they're saying it's safe. Which one is it? How can it?
How can it be safe when it's on license, it's on this, it's on that? Hey ho.
Any successful steps, including deployment of a safe, they keep saying safe and effective vaccine.
But it's about repeating, because they're repeating the words in the statement. When you read it, you forget what you've read before.
It reminds me of my sales training.
Yeah.
Repeat, repeat, repeat.
Repeat, repeat, repeat.
Till the customer signs up out of boredom. Will of course be beneficial impact on, they said it's untested, but it's going to have a beneficial impact. Are we having a breakdown of logic here? What's going on? It's not tested. How is it? They ensure, these legislative changes ensure that businesses who may be supplying vaccine and organization that may be administering them can have confidence in the nature of the legal framework.
Wow.
So in other words, we're gonna back you up with the law.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if what you're doing is causing harm,
we're gonna back you up.
We're gonna give you confidence, and of course money. It's all about money.
Yeah.
It's not just confidence. We are ensuring patient safety remains. So it's again, it's for your benefit, your safety. It's your own damn good. It's your own damn good.
Your own damn good. Be one.
We are asking for comments by the end of Friday, 18th of September 20. So they're asking for comments. First, it's a consultation, and now it's comments. Comments is what I get on Facebook.
Yeah, I get comments on Facebook too.
And when you make comments on this YouTube, so that's not the same as a consultation.
No, it's different. However.
Finishing, the UK government will remain open to the possibility of making further changes very rapidly if need be. So even if they consult and do something,
they can make changes.
They can just step on the gas again. The UK government wants to hear, they want to hear, targeted discussions. Targeted discussion. I don't know. What's a targeted discussion?
I don't know. Point a gun.
Even though we're happy to receive comments from anyone, the purpose of this consultation exercise is engage directly with specific stakeholders that we've identified. So presumably that means Serco, Capita, and Marston's. I don't know. These are the
main
private parasitic corporations that have a stranglehold on the government and the courts.
Yeah, and we don't know who the head or the middle of it is.
We've got thousands of cases on the internet all over the place of proof.
Yeah.
Not a say so. You must understand we're taking a risk here by doing this, but it's the truth and it's the belief, and it would be probably causing a lot of harm if you know something and don't
tell.
Yeah, and don't ask questions and don't share your information.
And we're here to support and to help, and you know, likewise would like you to help and support us.
Right. So this is for your future, your children, whatever.
Grandchildren.
What it means in practice is that consultees to whom this document is addressed, I don't know who it's addressed to, that's the public, no, I think, are a specialist audience made up of people and organizations that would expect to have detailed knowledge of legislative and practical context, blah, blah, blah. In other words, it's not really for the public, it's for the
corporation,
for the people who are going to make money of this to come and say, how can we make more money?
Yeah.
Screw the public, put their comments to one side, we don't want to know. And generally used to discussing draft legislation without having all of the details explained. Did you hear that?
Draft.
Did you see that?
Did you hear
without having all of the details explained.
And draft legislation.
Whoa. No secrecy there. That means providing in this document less detail than the general reader might like, but a level of detail proportionate to the exercise. So we've decided what you are capable of understanding.
Yep.
That's why I haven't seeing the COVID-19 virus, because maybe I'm not capable. What do you think?
You're not capable.
Where's my glasses? I must buy myself a microscope for Christmas, honestly. I will look for this damn virus. High-level nature of the proposal. What's a high-level nature?
Oh,
These people are high.
These words are so confusing. I'm confused.com.
This consultation is about changes to the UK regulatory framework for human medicines. Human medicines.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when someone calls me a human, I feel a little bit less than a human. Because we want human rights, but Jesus, I'm a man, you know. Which are being introduced to clarify the context that is relevant to mass vaccination. So it's all about the
vaccination.
Max Vax. Decision of the detail regarding the deployment will be taken in most cases by the NHS in the 4 nations as they decide the best way to roll out any COVID-19 vaccination program.
Wow.
As they do for their national flu vaccine. So they're going to kind of take the flu vaccination as a starting point.
Yeah.
But the only thing I know with the flu vaccination, I've never personally had it, but anytime I know anyone have it, they always get the flu.
They end up sick.
Yeah, so that's just my experience, but I don't know what the science says, but I believe it has some heavy metal and lead and
it's got mercury. It's got all
mercury. That's the one I'm kind of scared of. But
it's got all sorts of bad stuff in.
Listen, why don't you just take your vitamin D, exercise, sunshine,
fresh
eat
air,
high nutrient, dense food,
drink plenty of water,
fresh food. Don't kill the farmers off. Let's get fresh food and stuff like that. We can't just focus on one end of it. We're gonna focus on building the health. That's how I feel. That's my feedback. That's my consultation.
Plant your own fruit and vegetables.
Plant what you can, you know. You saw the strawberries today?
Yeah.
We
really
have some
nice,
strawberries, but there's no protein in it. That's the problem. But they got a lot of sunshine because it's not from those polytunnels.
No.
Anyway, we crack on. National flu vaccination program and would do for future national distribution campaigns. So they're talking about the future campaigns. We don't know that the future is going to have COVID-19, but they know the factoring in the future. This is the thing. What this consultation exercise is definitely about is who would or would not be vaccinated. So it's definitely about who would or would not be vaccinated. Wow. So who's making the decision? The man or woman that is making the decision that you're going to be vaccinated.
And I'm going to be
That's
vaccinated.
An interesting fact. How NHS in each UK nation would commission or run it. Just because a nation might want to train student nurses and doctors to administer COVID-19 or flu vaccine does not mean another nation might want to use capita. I mean, I had several Marston's guys running me down for a couple of years. Peter Palmer, Cornel Ventnor, and I forgot some of them, saying they have a warrant to arrest me. I mean, these are the companies and the you know, Gareth Hughes is on his £11 million a year and a lot of other perks, probably billions, I don't know. But the thing is, all his wealth and the sheer value of his company is based on fake court orders. And all these vaccine things are building a legal framework to use the law or legislation, not the law, different, to get you to do what they want to do. And, you know, personally, I believe people should be offered the vaccine if there is a vaccine and they do their research and decide if they want it, and it should be free. And if you die, then you made a choice, you're going to die. I know one medical secretary who got COVID or coronavirus, I don't know what is what, but she decided to stay in her bed. She works in a COVID clinic. She said, there's no way I'm going in that hospital because they're going to put me on the ventilator and the death rate is almost 100%. And they're putting people on it. So what's going to be the thing with the vaccine? We don't know. regulatory decisions. So here I am, I'm a regulated financial advisor with the FCA. I built up my business 30 years and I have my income 10 grand a month, and they stopped my income, stole my retirement fund on the basis I was a trespasser in my own home and I was convicted, and they can't provide a prosecution, a court order for the conviction, or a law. I own the house, so I can't be a trespasser. So this is the same thing's going to happen here, in my opinion, because it's happened over and over and over. So it's all the false use of the court to coerce you, scare you,
intimidate you.
When you get these fines and these unlawful things, you go to the lawyers, and the lawyers are with the gang. They will never tell you these documents are counterfeit. I mean, I have a campaign running called Court Order Scam, or Stop Court Order Scams, and I can't understand why all the lawyers in the country don't sign it. Think about it.
They wouldn't sign it because they lose their money.
Think about it. Temporary authorization of the supply of unlicensed products. So we got that's what it's about. Temporary means permanent.
An unlicensed product.
Unlicensed, I don't know. When the government is promoting an unlicensed item,
it's okay.
It's a bit of a question mark here. When you study a scientific item and you go up to making it into a drug or for use, the bar is very, very high. I think it's 99.999%. But if it's untested properly, on what's the error rate? Like on the test, we understand the error rate is like 30-40%. Positive and negative. So I don't know. Safe and effective vaccine to minimize the impact of ongoing infections. Infection.
With the S.
I don't know. The preferred route to deployment of a new vaccine for COVID-19 is through the marketing authorization.
Authorization routes.
So you're going to market something? I don't know. I mean, why are they selling masks? There's a pandemic and you're going to drop dead if you don't wear this mask. They cost 10p and they're selling them. Does that make sense to anybody?
They sell them quite expensively as well.
You can buy all different prices, but I understand the best ones are the cheap ones. But I don't know. But automatically, any license, UK licensing authority will have new powers to approve medicines, including vaccines itself. So they can approve anything. Urine. if they have some thing they want to get rid of, or I don't know, out of date food, they might say cures you. I don't know. Unlicensed medical product for use in response to specific type of public health threat, the suspected or confirmed spread of pathogenic, suspected or confirmed, that's huge.
There's a lot of wordplay.
Think of the law. When you're a suspect, you're not being convicted. But here, do you want to be convicted? You're only a suspect. You know?
It's crazy, it's crazy. But this is what they've written and we're just showing you.
At no point does the product itself become authorized in the sense of license. So you'll never be authorized. So you're going to have where maybe we have to question this whole authority thing. What is it? Who is it? Who is giving the authority?
It's not Boris anyway.
You know, I was arrested once for trespassing in my own house, and they said I should sign for my rights. And I said, who was giving me the rights? And they had no answer. There was about 20 police came. And I said, can you tell me who's giving me the rights? Who? There's nobody giving me the rights here. Okay, benefit of patient, justify authorizing, benefit of patient. Who is deciding my benefit?
And my benefit.
Can I have a decision in there?
No.
The language of regulations makes the language, like you were saying, Marva. Language. It's all in the language. Words in law mean something different in normal English. And then you have street English. You got street English, legal English, and business English, all different things. So then you have legalese and dog Latin, and you gotta know all languages.
You have to know what language they're
Aye.
talking.
So here, the language of regulation, they're telling you here, makes it clear that powers are available where there is a suspected or actual spread of pathogens, which would include but not confined to a pandemic, blah, 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 blah. So anything there.
Anything.
There's something in the air, pathogen is blowing over from Iceland, like the ash from the volcano is coming. We're gonna stick that needle up. I'm sorry, I mustn't laugh about this, but I don't want to cry in the public. You know? If the need arises, this could be used to authorize a nationwide distribution and supply of an unlicensed COVID-19 vaccine. They come back to the vaccine all the time.
And the word unlicensed.
In the UK, as well as other potential products. Could license and chip, could that be the, when they give you the vaccine, now you have to get a chip to prove you had the vaccine?
Yeah, because they said products.
I don't know. Other products. Products.
What's products?
So we're customers, but we don't have no choice apparently. Okay. In practice, this means if a suitable COVID-19 vaccine candidate with strong supporting evidence of safety, quality, and efficacy became available before the end of the transition period and not been licensed by the Medicines Agency, could be used to enable temporarily UK-only deployment. Blah, blah, blah. It makes no difference whether the vaccine has been deployed in the UK, elsewhere in the EU, or completely outside the UK, like Wuhan. I don't know. Yeah?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, here we go. The proposed amendment bill to a decision to authorize supply of an unlicensed medicinal products could carry certain conditions. This is not expressly articulated. So it could carry some conditions. I don't know what those conditions are. To provide transparency. Oh, we'll talk about the conditions. We propose to amend to make it explicit that the supply of products, including COVID-19 vaccine, may be subject to conditions.
Wow.
So in other words, we're going to put some fine print in the thing, and that's going to make them act legal and lawful, like they've been doing all this time, making up counterfeit court papers to steal your car, house, children, business, and money. So here we go. Safeguard. I keep hearing the word safeguard. Oh God,
that's another word. They love that word.
They were safeguarding your life, weren't they?
Yeah.
But you can't get a copy of the safeguard.
No.
What's this lady's name? For they're doing the safeguard on your.
Well, they did safeguarding on my dad, didn't it, as well?
So your dad has been safeguarded, and you haven't got a copy of the safeguard.
No.
And your partner been safeguarded.
Yeah.
And they threw you out the house, took all your stuff on the safeguard, and you haven't seen the safeguard.
No.
So these are the same people going to safeguard. Don't worry, you're safe.
Yeah.
You're safe. Decisions to authorize the supply of an unlicensed medicine under regulation 174 will be, by their very nature, exceptional. As mentioned above, COVID-19 vaccine would only be authorized in this way if the licensing authority was satisfied that there was sufficient evidence, blah, blah, blah. So now the licensing authority is satisfied, not the scientists, not the medical researchers, not the doctors.
People are supposed to know about.
The licensing authority. And who's the licensing? There's no such thing as the licensing authority. There's people there.
There's
people making decisions. Who is paying these people? Are they going to their Barbados homes to spend time?
Yeah.
Are they having children trafficked in, like it's been known to happen as a reward for their stuff? I mean, these people are the dark, deep state. Yeah. And we, the public, have been asked to consult. So, you know, you just watch Scambuster.tv if you believe some of this scares you, and there's a lot of other great people there doing what the BBC should be doing, investigative journalism. The amount of times is deployment of national vaccine program, vaccine program.
Yeah.
Okay. This makes it clear licensing authorities' powers to impose conditions will provide certainty. They're certain
certainty now
to obey the conditions.
Yeah.
100% certain.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think all these things and people should be done with blockchain technology, because that gives you a much higher level of certainty.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we're going to push for the deployment of blockchain technology in government, both in the smart contracts and the fiat money. We got to end fiat money because they're just printing it.
They're printing it like it's got
destroying the value of it. And
well, every time I go to the cash point, it's brand new £20, £10 notes.
Yeah.
And every time I get something, I've never got a crumpled money. It's always
they got plastic and thing in them.
It's weird.
That's why you should put the microchip in the money and turn it into a Bitcoin, and that is the blockchain technology. Not microchipping people. Forget it. Put it in the money.
But they want to microchip you so they can.
Patient safety. So here we go now. Civil liability and immunity. This is the one. Yeah, the civil liability and immunity. So in other words, how can we do all these things? It doesn't matter how many get destroyed, how many get cured, how safe it is, how tested. How can we get out of the law? How can we avoid facing a criminal trial in front of a jury of your peers? And this is where they do the dirty. Court order scam. Don't forget, hit the share, like, subscribe, blah, 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 and sign the petition against court order scam. At this, any decision to roll out mass vaccination program, I thought they already made the decision.
Yeah.
For unlicensed COVID-19 vaccines or pandemic disease treatments will be taken nationally, not by individual companies, manufacturers. In other words, the government is going to make the decision, and then the marketing companies, which the MPs probably are shareholders in, or their families, or
I know Matt Hancock is a shareholder in.
Anyway, so the current legal framework recognizes that if manufacturers or healthcare professionals are asked to supply an unlicensed medicine in response to a public health threat, it is unfair to ask them to take responsibility. So what it's saying here, if we tell the medical professional to do something unlawful or unethical or unwise, we're going to protect them from liability. So in other words, go do as you're told, you're not going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, under the law, each man and woman is responsible and accountable for his own actions and cannot cause harm to another in the know and rely on legislation drafted by private for-profit dark enterprise barristers and lawyers on big payrolls and other perks that we won't go into to protect them. Under the law, each man or woman, so if you work in the health service and you're fully aware, just like that nurse who went to protest and got
she
sacked,
lost her job,
you're fully aware you're doing a wrong, it does not exonerate you under the law, regardless of what these corrupt people try to make you believe. You are fully responsible and accountable for your own actions unless you're not mentally competent.
Right.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Current legal framework, not law, legal. Yeah. It is unfair to ask okay, we said that already. Who is protected from liability? Imagine they have that as a heading. Who is protected from, you know, it's not like who is responsible.
It's who is protected.
It's who is protected. It's amazing. This is really for your benefit, isn't it?
Here he goes.
The article blah blah blah, the member states laid down provision so that marketing authorization holders, manufacturers, and health professionals are not subject to civil or administrative liability for any consequences resulting from the use of an unauthorized medical product.
Consequences, wow.
Or from the use of a product otherwise than in accordance to its authorization. So even if it's an unauthorized product, but it has instruction, and they didn't follow the instruction, then they want to protect them still.
Yeah.
So as far as I know, the whole point of becoming a professional is that you bear responsibility and accountability.
Yeah, not to harm.
For professional negligence.
Yes.
So there's no way in law that you can remove the responsibility and accountability from a man and a woman.
So basically what they're saying, they can give you this vaccine, and if it kills you, it doesn't matter.
Right. And if the guy don't like your face or your color or your class, and he give you 10 times the dose,
it don't matter.
He's going to be okay.
Yeah, it don't matter.
That's what they're trying to say. But we're trying to say, no,
we matter.
That's your legislation. That's not the law.
Yeah.
The law says each man and woman is responsible and accountable.
Yeah.
You know, we're slowly getting police officers and nurses to come and join our campaign. And an army general just signed the petition. People are turning. Yeah, people are turning. So what have we got here? Although the directive expressly protects marketing authorization holders whose products are recommended for use, that is not covered by the authorization, the same old thing.
Yeah.
Immunity from civil liability, but not criminal. Nothing can exonerate you from personal liability for your actions. I'm telling you that all healthcare professionals must watch this video.
Yeah. So basically what they're saying, if they give you the vaccination and it's wrong, it poisons you, it does anything, they're not liable for anything, nothing at all. And this is an unlicensed product.
And they go here to mislead you again.
Yeah.
Regulation 3 does not provide complete immunity from civil. They keep talking about civil. We're talking here criminal. That's the proper law, a court of record, a trial by jury of your peers. That's law.
Civil means nothing.
Yeah. So here, the safety of the product is not such as persons generally are entitled to expect. Whatever that means.
So there's no safety. Sorry. There's no safety.
The producer has to be able to show objective state of scientific technical knowledge, blah, blah, blah. All you need to do in a court of record in front of a jury is prove that the man or woman who is responsible for the company, normally the chief executive officer, was negligent, fraudulent, whatever.
But they say it's civil, so you can't.
No. They say it's civil, but it's not civil to kill people.
But they're saying it's civil.
No. Forget what that's why we're giving our feedback.
Yeah.
No?
Okay, I get it.
We're interpreting their language and filling in the omissions that they don't educate people on the law, the basic law, and they're using your ignorance and my ignorance to give us all this stupid legislation. You would go and get a no-win, no-fee solicitor on the take, and he drags it on 5 years, and you might get $3 grand, whatever.
No, you get 50,000
just before you die.
And the solicitor take 49.99, and you get one.
Criminal trial, jury of your peers in a court of record. Something here about the product work or will not have side effects. I can guarantee you vaccine will have side effects.
Of course it's going to have side effects. If you get the normal
approved one, unapproved one, you put mercury in something, when is protection lost?
Yeah.
Legal recourse apply in these circumstances. Protection can never be lost in law. That's it. Someone harms you, they pay the consequences.
But they've said the civil law, so they're not going to pay any consequence.
Martha, we've said that a
I
few
know,
times,
but
no?
you know, but they keep repeating it.
Yeah,
I'm just
this
trying
is
to get it out
brainwashing.
yeah, but
They're
I'm just trying
repeating
to
and
get
you're
it, yeah.
repeating it back
Yeah,
to me.
but I'm brainwashed now.
Oh, okay. I accept that explanation. Civil. Civil law is the balance of probability which the crooked judge, who is on the payroll of all these, Mr. Ebert went to court with Capita, with the council, who is taking over Capita, who taking over the Barnet Council, and it turned out the judge is one of the directors of Capita.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. The UK government believes the government can't believe nothing. Government is not a man or a woman. Government is so many different people with their own different beliefs. They tell you to wear a mask and they don't do it. They tell you to isolate and they're seeing their mistress.
Driving.
So we had, what's her name? Nancy Pelosi was just filmed going to the hairdresser. No mask, no nothing, after telling the whole nation that they must wear masks inside, outside, blah, blah. It's a big scandal they're going. I won't get sidetracked by that.
Get sidetracked.
So the government can't believe nothing. The government is not, you can't lock the government up in jail. You can lock the prime minister or one of his people. So they always go to the man or woman making the decision. And this consultation hasn't got a single name.
And no signature.
Wonder why?
No signature.
I wonder why.
No date when they sat down and come up with this.
For the give rise to question, who should be an objective bystander? Objective bystander is a jury of your peers.
Yeah.
Okay? Specialist knowledge, whatever. Okay, explain it. But you cause a harm to 1,000 people. Blah, 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 blah. A reasonable pharmaceutical company. There can't be a reasonable pharmaceutical company. A company is a dead entity. Yeah. It's the director, the staff at the company who make decision and do harm to people. That must be banged up in that case and pay out compensation from their rich. I don't know why they're all very rich. It's very strange. And the I don't know. Everybody I see go on these medication, they seem to get more and more. I never see them get better and come off. No, they get more. Weird. Why don't they just try and build people's health up rather than try and deal with the symptoms of something, you know? It would be possible to have the objective bystander as any reasonable person. That's the jury, yeah? But they didn't give you the full dose of it. No. Yeah, they give you a little taste, but it shows you this is the foundation of the law. Yeah. The reasonableness test, what a reasonable man would think or do in the situation. And no reasonable man is going to harm another. So there we go. I think this is the important thing at the end. It's permitted campaigns could relate to any medicinal product use in, so they do edit. We covered that so many times. So qualified prescriber, qualified prescriber. Geez, you gotta do a 5-minute test and you become a qualified prescriber.
So I could become a
temporary authorization. So you go to the job center because your business shut down, and they go, here's a job here. You're a qualified prescriber. Yeah. And you will get so much per people I don't know. That you get injected. A commission. Supply can be promoted as part of a national sale or supply. Sale or supply. Why is a national pandemic? Why are you selling the medicine? It can't be, you know. Wholesale distribution, wholesale dealers license, public health. Wow. You know, it's a deal and wheel, like drug deal. Well, it is a drug deal, but they're saying it's unauthorized. We're talking, unauthorized, unlicensed drug deal. Yeah.
Which you go to jail if you're doing it.
What a way to end it. Listen, I want to come to the end because where are we? What happens at the end here? It is very interesting to respond, how to respond. Now, it says here, if you miss the date and still want to make comments, contact, and they gave an email. But there is no email or contact facility if you didn't miss the date. Yeah, no. So the best way we're recommending that you can respond is your right to respond in the comment and on the petition.
Yeah.
Sign the petition.
Yeah.
Every time you sign the petition,
yeah,
it goes to
Boris
Johnson, the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Who else? Cressida Dick, the
Yeah.
police lady at the top of the police.
Yeah.
And it goes to the Chancellor.
Yeah.
It goes to
the Royal Court of Justice.
It goes to half a dozen of the top people who they can't say they never knew.
Yeah.
So if anybody get done for treason in the future, then
they can pull it off.
Yeah. So like, share, subscribe, sign the petition, www.scambuster.tv, and it will go to the people. There is no facility to answer to them in any other way that I see on their website. So get on with it. We've got a few days, and God bless you. I wish you good health.